Hello and welcome once more to another Sanskrit video, and today we are doing lesson 8 and we're starting off with the first exercise video here for lesson 8. On the screen you see the downloadable PDFs that I have prepared for you, and you have two PDFs that you can download. First of all, this exercises themselves, where you can see that we have six exercises on the first page, and then another 6 exercises on the second page. And on the second page they are from English to Sanskrit, and on the first page they are from Devanagari, from Sanskrit to English. And then you have also another PDF here, also with 2 pages, where you have all the answers. And here I'm having also the exercise. The first line here is the exercise itself, so you have everything on the same sheet here once you are trying to see what the answer is, and like that. So you have everything collected on one page, and there are 2 pages with here you see the English to Sanskrit. Alright, so those are downloadable, and the link is in the description. And let's start with exercises. Oh, another point here is that if you don't want to download, you can just write these exercises down if you want. I have the 2 sheets representing each of the 2 pages here, so I'll hold the A1 sheet now for 5 seconds, and then I'll show the A2 sheet for 5 seconds also, so you can stop the video 2 times and take them down. 5 seconds. Alright, and now 5 seconds for the A2 page. Alright, so let's start doing this now. Let's see, we have yuvam here, and let's start. When we're coming from this direction from Devanagari, we start with transliteration as usual. Yuvam gacha taha. So this is gachati here in a slightly different form here. Gacha taha, and a visarga there at the end. Okay, and then we do the eswo here, the English with Sanskrit word order. So yuvam, that's you two guys, dual case, second person. And then we have gacha taha, which is to go, but who is going? Well, it's the 2 guys, so you two. You two go. Oh, I mean, if they are guys in a masculine, or we don't know. It could be, but in English we'd say guys even if we mean females, sometimes at least, so that should be covered. Alright, and then since we have the an explicit pronoun yuvam, you two, then we it's easy to write the English line, because it's just the same there. So when we're doing this translation now to English, we are can say bracketing this one here because we're not using that. So this one, U2 goes here and then go from there. U2 go. Like that. Number 2. Tau wadatoho. Okay, so we have the pronoun tau, and then we have the verb here, va, da, ta, ha. So this is there's no H here, and there's a dental T here. And what that means, we will come to that. Then we have tau then. And this is also dual, but now it's third person instead. So we have, it's about they two. But in third person, unlike in second person up here in the first, on the first exercise, the first sentence, in third person it's always gendered. So there's a linguistic gender, a grammatical gender here, and tau is the masculine version. So we have to know that too, because that really specifies the subject even more than the verb itself ever could do. So because the verb only says they two, speak, right? But we don't know which gender, or at least not which grammatical gender they are. So, and that's why the pronoun here is so important. So when we now translate, okay, maybe I should write eswo here. It's a crucial line. But now, of course, I forgot myself even here that I have changed the actual syntax here for pronouns. I did this in lesson 8 here now, and I may redo the previous videos, but I think it's a relatively small thing. So what you will have to adjust to now is simply that we use an index here instead. We write M down here, and the reason for this is simply that it's easier to read, because now they too is it's shorter and it's easier to read. And there's also another reason, which we will see much later in lesson 30 or 40 or something like that, for why I'm doing this. So I took the sort of the pain of doing that now, even though I had another syntax before, but I think this is a doable change. Anyway, so this is a style from now on the eswo line. However, on the English line, we remain writing like this, because it's usually looks like they in many Sanskrit books when they are giving exercises to students. So I'm keeping that, and it's also nice to have a little different syntax, a different variety here, so we easier can see the eswo line. It looks a certain way as opposed to the English line. So we have done that. So they too speak. And similarly here, what we did last time here, we don't need this now to express that. So So this is what's going down here, and speak goes down here. Alright, number 3. We start transliteration, gotcha to her, end of sentence, and then we have pibavaha, end of sentence. We have 2 sentences like that, and so once again we have a third person, taha, at the end there, as in number 2, but now we don't have any pronoun. So now we only can write they 2 go. And then we have another no pronoun in sentence 2 either here, pibavaha. So what do we do? Well, we just similarly just write we 2 drink, because it's pibati, we 2 drink. So we have a guest performance here of gachati and pibati, and they are doing dual in either case, but in the first sentence it's about third person dual, and in the second sentence we are in first person dual. So, and because we have no pronoun, when we now write the English sentence, we have to bracket that and write like this. So now we do use the implicit subject in the verb in both cases, both for the verb itself and for the subject in English. And similarly here we do the same thing here, we 2 drink. And the reason we do this, as I usually say here, is so that the English sentence can work as a start if we would like to retranslate into Sanskrit. And this way we are getting accustomed to the syntax on the English line as well, so we don't not terrified if we would see a sentence like they 2 within parentheses here and then a go, but we would know exactly what to do. Alright, number 4, pibataha wadavaha. Okay, so let's transliterate pibataha and wadavaha. Should do the trick there. And so someone so it's about pibati and wadati, and in the first case here we have second person dual. So these are dual, both of them, because this is one of the dual lessons, so it's no surprise that we have only dual here, because the A exercises are all about the lesson specific. So the A exercises, both page 1 and page 2, they are only covering lesson 8, which is a dual lesson. So therefore the vocabulary and grammar is very limited. Okay, piba taha. Okay, so second person dual. So you two are pibati. Right, so you two are drinking. Like that, and then vadati. But now avaha, typically first person, so we two speak. Okay, and then the English once more. Then we have an implicit subject here only, so no explicit pronoun. So we have to bracket you two, and then drink, and then we bracket we two, and speak. Technically, of course, these are not brackets, these are parentheses. I think brackets are the like straight ones, the hard angles. I think normal bracketing like you do like that, but I call it bracketing nevertheless, because there isn't any good verb for paragraphing or for parentheses. I mean, sorry, parenthesizing. So no, it doesn't work. So bracketing, I'll stick with that for now. If you have any good suggestions of how to express that, please note in the comments. That would be great. Okay, so number 5 then. Tau pibataha. Okay, so we have tau. Let's transliterate first. Tau pibataha. And whenever we hear the taha there, we know it's third person dual. And tau seems to match that also, because that's also a third person dual, but it's masculine only. So we write, let's see what we write. We write they two, third person, they, third person, they two is dual, and then they're doing, and then they're masculine. Oh, now I'm using my old syntax again. Okay, they two m, like that. They two m, they are drinking. So they two drink. Like that, and that's done. And now English, they two m, drink. Now we're done with number 5. Number 6, avam gachavaha. Okay, let's avam. We have 2 long a here. Avam gachavaha. We have 1 long a in gachavaha. And avam, so that's first person, we two. And this is not gendered. It's just like you two. It's also not gendered. But they two is always gendered, either masculine, feminine, or neuter. Okay, so but we too, what are we doing? We are gachati, and that seems to fit well because gachavaha, that's first person. So we too go. Gachati, that's going. Okay, we too go, and therefore the solution is we too go. Alright, so I think that is pretty good. It looks, maybe I should just proofread this. Yuam gachataha, you to go, yes. Tau vadataha, they to speak. Gachataha, pibavaha, they to go, we to drink. Pibataha vadavaha, you to drink, we to speak. Tau pibataha, they to drink, yes. Avam gachavaha, we to go, yes. That looks good. Alright, so now we're done with A1. Well, let's take the second page here. Okay. You to speak, they to drink. So now we have to do our eswo line here. We have to convert this to Sanskrit word order. And we can start with, since we're using bracketing here, parentheses around you two, then we know that, okay, we have to express this in Sanskrit just with the verb itself. So I have to clarify the verb here. You to speak, a representation of the information in the Sanskrit verb, you to speak. And similarly, we have parentheses around they to, so they to speak. They to drink, sorry. They to drink. And then we have to know what speaking is. Speaking is vadati. Vadati, he speaks, but now it's not he who speaks, but you too speak. So we have to vada ta, second person dual, taha, like that. And similarly, they too drink, but now it's third person dual. So then we have the ta visarga ending. So pibati, drinking, but pibataha, like that. And then we just render it up in Devanagari vada, and then we have a ta and visarga there. So vadataha, and end of sentence, and pi ba taha there, and the end of sentence. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, they two go. Alright, so see if I can remember my own syntax here. they two go. And that's it. And so we have they to and that we know already, that's tau. And they to go, so going is, he goes is gacchati, but now we have they two, so that's third person dual, and that means that we want one of those. Once again, as we had in number one here for drinking, we had a th visarga ending here, so tau gaccha taha, dental ta, like that, gaccha taha. And in Devanagari, just, oh sorry, we don't want to do any tie here, we want tau. We have to have a long ta before we add our upper strokes. Tau gacchataha, gaccha taha. And that should do the trick there. Okay, number two is done. Number three, we to drink. Okay, we do our eswo here. Eswo, eswo. And we have an explicit pronoun here, we to, so we just take that down there. And that is not gendered, so it's simple. And then we clarify the verb there with the implicit subject here, we to drink. Like that. And we to pronoun is avam. And drinking is about pibati again here, but now it's first person dual, so it becomes pibavoha, pibavoha. And we do our long a, and then a long a again, and then or M, or lonely M at the end there, and then we have pibavaha, right? Pibavaha. Okay, good. Oh, maybe a little too crooked there, but avam pibavaha. That looks good. And then number four, you to go, and once more we have an explicit pronoun, you to. So we have to write that separately here, you to, and then you to go. So, and then you have you, which is the pronoun, and then we have gachati again, but now in the second person dual. So we are looking at gacha ta ha. And in Devanagari is something like this. You gacha taha. It was not so beautiful there, but maybe I can just fix that. Something a little better at least. Gacha taha. Yuvam gacha taha. Okay, number 5. They two speak, we two go. But these two pronouns are, or these two English pronouns, expressions there, they are bracketed, so we should not have a Sanskrit pronoun on the eswo line. So therefore we put everything into the verb as an implicit subject here. They two speak. And the same here, we two go. We two go. So that's just two verbs in Sanskrit. And speaking is vadati, but they two is vadataha. That, and then we two is now we're going gachati, but now we have to it's first person, gachava. And then we just do the Devanagari here, which I'm hoping that you have, or starting to get a sense for, get a feeling for at this time. Gachava, and then we have a long ah here, gachava. Like that, gachava. Vadataha, gachavaha. And now to number 6, you two drink. And we see here that we have an explicit pronoun expression here in the English. So on our eswo line, just write this up here. Eswo line, we have you two as a separate Sanskrit word coming up, and you two drink. You two drink. And then we do our yuvam, the pronoun for you two, yuvam, and then we are pibati, we are drinking, or not we, but you two are drinking. So that means we're once again having this taha ending. So we have pibati, but piba t h, like that. And the Devanagari, something like this. Yuvam pi ba ta. Yes. Okay, so now let's proofread this. Okay, you to speak, they to drink. Wada taha, piba taha. Yes. Number 2, they to go, they to go. Tau gotcha taha. We to drink, and avam pibavaha. Avam pibavaha. Number 4, you to go, yuvam gotcha taha. Yuvam gotcha taha. Number 5, they to speak, we to go. Wada taha gotchavaha. And then you to drink, and yuvam piba taha. Yuvam piba taha. Yes, that seems to fit. That's correct answers, and I think that's all for this lesson. The first exercise lesson. So we have more exercise videos coming up for lesson 8, and I'm hoping that to see you in those. And until then, I wish you a very pleasant day or evening or morning, wherever you are, and I hope to catch up later. Bye bye.